Yes. This is a network of love coming into you from the underground bunker. I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy, live and direct. That ain't no jive. Yeah, hope everybody had a nice week. This is the weekend, of course, and the start coming up of a brand new week. Yes. This is the Network of Love. I am your host, Beatmaster Neddy, coming to you live and direct again another Sunday evening. I hope you get all your family members and friends and gather around. You know what I'm saying? We have a very interesting show for you today. We have, of course, with us all the way from the Caribbean, a fantastic artist, writer, composer, and somebody is working in the music business from the standpoint of publishing and assisting artists in that area. Her name is Gracie. Grace, but we call her Gracie for, affectionately known as Sin. And so right now I just want to bring her in to say hello to everybody. So we can get her to say something. I just want to make sure that all of my systems are working here. I'm not sure exactly if they are, but we're going to give it a shot and see what's going on. So here we go. So Grace from the Caribbean all the way down there. I think you're in St. Kitts, right?
Yes, I'm in St. Kitts.
The island of St. Kitts. Yes, for real. I noticed you have your wicked guitar in the background there, instrument.
A couple of them.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss those, right? Yeah, so how are you? What's going on?
Well, we're here struggling just like I suppose the rest of the Caribbean, trying to get this music industry to work in our favor.
Right.
It's an uphill battle.
Yes.
We don't have all of those advantages that you have over in North America and Canada and other countries.
Okay.
We still have to be struggling to get recognition and getting the law enforced so that we can get support. So we're still struggling.
Yes, sorry about that. My automatic finger was just glitch again. Yeah. So you're saying that it is difficult because of what in particular?
In terms of getting, especially in my part of the Caribbean, in getting the governments to actually put their weight behind enforcing the Copyright Act,
Mm-hmm.
and to get the police behind that as well too. We
Right.
have a lot of troubles.
Right.
So and a lot of our events, our broadcasters, even restaurants, hotels, they don't pay the license to use music. So we're
Okay.
fighting an uphill battle.
Right. That's crazy because
Yeah.
I don't know how people with a conscience, use the people's music, hard work, and so on, get away with that. But so I think so. Then the problem would be what? Infrastructure or enforcement? Like, what do you think?
The problem would be getting the actual persons in charge of intellectual property
Mm-hmm.
to go out and actually do some real education,
Mm-hmm.
the public be informed about what they're supposed to do to support songwriters and artists and publishers.
Right.
And then for the authorities to, especially the police, to act to ensure that events have the proper license. Don't give anybody any permission to use any kind of loud sound unless they can show that they have the proper license to use music.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
would definitely help. So we're still struggling. Here in St. Kitts, where I am, none of the broadcasters, TV, radio, cable, none of them pay to use music. So they're just basically pirates.
Are you serious? None of them pay
Yes, they
music?
don't pay.
So how does
Not one.
how can an artist survive if they're
So
not getting paid for their work?
So what artists have to do is they mainly do stuff online, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
the only way they're gonna basically the only way they're going to make a little change. If they put their work online, distribute through CD Baby or DistroKid, one of those
Okay.
um and get the stuff out there so the money comes in. But the local market, no, they're not gonna make any money in the local market. And as a music publisher, you could realize that there's no business for a music publisher really
Yeah.
in these islands.
Right.
Nothing in terms of any kind of licensing, basically.
That is really out of out of this world because I guess I think by and large that would be kind of like an infrastructure problem in terms of the laws being in place and then having enforcement to be able to make sure that the artist is protected.
That's right. So the buying has to come from the authorities. The
Right.
whatever government is in power and the police, they have to work in tandem to make sure that we are protected because we have exclusive rights under the Copyright Act, but nobody seems to care to
Right.
protect those rights.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
have to blame the persons performing as well too, because really and truly, what you're supposed to do is in this environment is not to perform unless the show is licensed. They
right.
know, but you know how it is when it's hard to make a little change, so they go and they just accept whatever because they need the money.
And that brings a different meaning to exploitation, boy, I tell you. That's sad. But I think with education and knowledge, I think even from starting at the political level, pressuring the politicians and pressuring the people who are, running for office to let them understand that this is something that's standing, like internationally, it is something that needs to protected to be protected for the artists because of the hard work that they do, and I,
Right.
and I think that once the politicians get to understand the importance of it, and then hopefully that information and influence will trickle down to the point where they're able to now enforce these laws. Because once they get the laws on the books and make sure that it becomes a part of the legal infrastructure of the island or of the country, then a matter of enforcement becomes like a natural thing. And if there's a recourse for the artist to be able to go and sue someone, take them to court, for example, to make sure that they're getting their money's worth for the work that they do, I think that will start to solve the problem.
Yes, the laws in Senkis were updated last year, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we just have to ensure that we can get some enforcement.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Yeah.
it's probably going to take somebody to rise up and have a court case.
And
I
set a
would think.
precedent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what needs to happen, or maybe there might be not just somebody in one individual, but all the artists coming together, and in a uniform manner, and make sure that they can bring pressure by way of maybe what you call it now, a lawsuit that is what you call it now. There's a,
Class action, something like a
yes,
class
something
action.
like a class action lawsuit, right? To make sure that they set the precedent and then start enforcing these laws. Because I mean, it's bad that when an artist, it's like very expensive to produce music, as you know, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
From the music instruments that you have to buy, from the recording studio that you have to rent, from the producers you have to pay, from musicians, and so there's a real cost associated with bringing music to people. And I think that once they begin to realize that there is a cost to the artists, I mean, reasonable people would want to adhere to these laws and make sure that the people are getting paid for their work.
Yes, I wouldn't say that we're not compared to where we were in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
There has been you can see that there has been an improvement in the persons taking licenses, but not to where we are comfortable.
Right.
You know, the PRO, BMI and ASCAP, those are the ones in the United States, and SOCAN is in Canada. In our area of the Caribbean, it's called ECHO,
Okay.
and ECHO is has a special task, a very difficult task, because ECHO is operating in 6 territories right now, and you're talking about 6 different copyright acts. So
Wow.
it's not like, yes, it's not like in the USA or Canada where you just have one, you have all of the states, but there's one copyright act. So
Right.
we have to be mindful, ECHO has to be mindful that each island in the grouping has its particular copyright act.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it more difficult.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, is there any way, or maybe a part of what needs to be done is kind of like connecting to the to the broader copyright organizations like
Yes,
ASCAP,
yes. So
BMI.
WIPO, our organization is trying to engage WIPO to let the World Intellectual Property Office understand our unique situation that we have in these islands.
Right.
Yes,
Okay. Well, that's good. That I mean, the awareness that is there, and someone is working on it, and I that know that you have been doing some work in that regard. I think that is,
yes.
the first step and a very important step, as a matter of fact, because it's not just, you're not just protecting your work, but you're protecting work of fledglings, people coming up trying to get their music out there, and very important, because you have people who are actually making and doing well in the Caribbean itself,
Yes,
right?
we do.
So why
Yes, we
not,
do.
yeah, why not let that be universal in the area, to make sure that everybody who is doing their work can be paid properly for their work. You know what I mean?
It's important to note and to mention as well that all of these copyright acts are international in nature.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm out there doing my work to try to get establishments and parties licensed, you have to remember that I'm not only protecting our eco people, but I'm protecting everybody else. So I'm on the ground working on behalf of BMI, ASCAP, all
Right.
of those other organizations, because our blanket license, because we have reciprocal agreements with all of those other organizations worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually protecting anybody's music
Right.
as used in Ireland. So it's not just a Senkis and Nevis thing.
All
I'm
right.
doing this for the world,
Yes.
songwriters and publishers worldwide.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see how that works, because it is a worldwide community, and if you protect
Right.
one, you're literally protecting all. And we all need protection for and compensation for the work that we do. People see it and they think like it looks easy to them. It just looks so easy, right? And that's a testament to the artists and their creativity and hard work. They make it a very difficult thing looks easy. And
That's right.
and that's amazing. Yeah. So I know that you have, prior to, I know you have a couple of singles out right now. And I do have them queued up because I'd like to play them. I played a couple of your tracks last week on the show, and I talked about you coming on today. So I know that you also was doing some work with a group prior to doing your singles, right? You wanted
Actually,
to.
when I came to Senkis, I was actually doing stuff on my own.
Mhm.
Then I joined up with a young lady by the name of Vernal Doreen Francis to
Okay.
form a group called Jade Orchid, and we did some work as Jade Orchid.
Okay.
Um, and so we have those that were out as well.
Okay.
But what I did, I had to stop because in 2000, maybe about 17, I realized, okay, we are doing all of this work, but we're not getting any traction,
Right.
and we're not doing the business right. So I had to stop. And the first business was to ensure that the laws were in place, the proper laws. So I was working along with the Intellectual Property Office to get the laws updated.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is why I started again this year, because the laws were updated last year. So I felt comfortable to start again.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think it's very important, the work that you're doing, and from the artistic standpoint, and trying to help artists to understand. So do you envision maybe starting an organization that will be kind of like an umbrella of not maybe just getting into the publishing aspect of it, where you
Well,
administer the work for some of these new artists and give them that confidence that they can actually have something that's structured and organized, even though it might take a while for that to go into place because of the lack of enforcement. But have everything structured and organized that they can maybe do retroactively, getting paid for the work that they didn't get paid for when people exploit their work.
that is what I am trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to realize that in North America and in Canada and other places,
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy for people to look and see what's happening on the ground and then fall in line.
Right.
When you're in a community where that does not happen at all, it's hard to convince people that they're going to benefit.
Right.
So that is why I am doing what I am doing. I want to be out there and doing it the right way so that they can see and then follow.
Got you. Yeah, so pretty much like blazing the path.
Basically, yes, because if you think about the fact that, I mean, since we don't have any radio stations licensed, we don't have any TV, no cable entities,
Mm-hmm.
and even advertisers. We have advertisers who, I mean, they themselves don't even know about synchronization licenses
Right.
and get basic things. And so it's like you have to be able to do things for them to see the example and then they'll follow. So
Right.
if I start if I start doing more of these things, and then I could probably get something in an ad or who knows,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a movie
Mm-hmm.
or something,
Mm-hmm.
then people will understand. We could show them what the paperwork looks like
Right.
and then guide them along, but there's nothing to show them
Right.
right now. None of that is happening.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine that it could be an opportunity to establish something where even on the ground level where it becomes kind of more of an educational thing where people are you just educating people about the process, although you might not be able to enforce anything at this juncture, but when people begin to understand that there is a modality and a infrastructure behind intellectual property. And once they start to begin to understand that, and if they know that eventually they're going to have to fall in line when when a precedent is set and when we're starting to see the enforcements come in, especially if they start to think that they can be retroactively paying for the work that they use, and they might not pay now, but they have to pay later on. They might they might take a little bit more caution and try not to be so blatant in their exploitation of the artists.
That's right. That is so right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that you have a major challenge here. So in terms of the other areas in the Caribbean, like Jamaica, for example, that is big in terms of the music. Do you have any inkling about what that looks like in terms of and compared to St. Kitts?
Jamaica is well established. Jamaica has the equivalent of BMI, which is and ASCAP, which is DACAP.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamaica has jams. Jams is where they look after the recording rights owners and the artists themselves.
Right.
So it's two separate organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been, Jamaica has been active for ever so long. Jamaica doesn't really have the problem that we have.
Right.
Yeah, we are not where Jamaica is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Barbados has what you call COSCAP.
Yeah.
And COSCAP is a one-stop shop. COSCAP represents songwriters, publishers, artists, and recording rights owners.
Okay.
Same thing with COT in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
COT represents songwriters, publishers, recording rights owners, and artists.
Right.
So COSCAP and COT, Barbados and Trinidad, they have one organization covering all the rights.
Right.
So it's just us here in the Eastern Caribbean, in our section of the Eastern Caribbean. We only have ECHO, which covers the songwriters and the publishers.
Okay. So so when an artist from here, for example, a popular artist, like mainstream artist, is played on the radio there,
Hmm.
how does that affect the infrastructure, and how do they deal with that?
They
Um,
don't deal with that. It's
uh,
not dealt with because the stations are not licensed. They don't pay anything.
wow.
So we have a lot of foreign music. And remember, not only in Jamaica, but in other parts of the Caribbean, when you turn on the radio, you're not likely to hear much local content. You're going to hear foreign content.
Right.
So we have a lot of foreign content being played in this part of the world without anybody getting paid.
Wow. So that might be an avenue to venture on, in terms of those artists and their publishing companies and so on, to make sure that
Right.
yeah,
They
that
to come and take a look at what's happening in this region
right,
and do something about it.
right.
Because in doing that, if from outside, they will help us as well too.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, because I think like you said, if you're doing it for one person and the infrastructure is in place and everybody else can see and follow, I think if the much more established organizations like SOCAN, ASCAP, BMI, in these areas, if they can, kind of realize that, their music is being played without and they're not getting paid,
That's right.
yeah, they might be up in arms with that, and they might need someone as a representative locally who can make sure that they're monitoring what's going on, and then start to make this something that can be enforced.
That's right. But the problem that we have,
Hmm.
right, in this modern world is that we're small. And because we're small, we tend to get overlooked.
Right.
That's another problem that we have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's always a situation, when a lot of times they look at numbers and figure, okay, if the infrastructure is gonna cost this amount of money, and if it's just a small amount of hemorrhaging in terms of finances, it might not be worth investing so much in putting this infrastructure in place, type of thing. So yeah, I definitely see why they could overlook that and go, well, we have bigger markets, bigger fish to fry. What I
That's exactly. So it's an uphill battle for us, no matter how we look at it.
wow,
That is why coming on this show is good,
yeah,
because we
yeah,
can stop the things and let people outside there know what's going on.
yeah. Bringing awareness is definitely important, and here at the Network of Love, that's what we try to do on a continuously. Just to bring new information to people about what we're doing locally, and we're reaching out now internationally, and across different borders, different countries, to make sure that pertinent information that relates to artists' work and their copyrights and intellectual property, that we're considering all aspects of those things, and exposing some of the things that's happening in the industry. So I really appreciate you coming on and kind of filling us in with what's going on there in Eastern Caribbean, and I certainly hope that there can be something in the near future that that kind of correct that situation. And I know that you're diligently working on it, and if there's anything that I can do on my end to further your cause, I'd be happy to do that.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do at this moment is, I'd like to just let everybody know that we still have something going on at the Network of Love, where they can win a beautiful bracelet, from Neddy Gavin Jewelers, located in Alpharetta, Georgia, and they shouldn't be shy about entering the competition to win one of these beautiful pieces, right? So, for example, the ladies, would have something beautiful to look at, like that ladies bracelet there, sterling silver, really nice. And of course, the men has something to look at too, that would be his. So the way to win this is they would just have to answer the question, what was the official release date of the album The Network of Love, and send that to beat@virusmusic.com. That's BEAT at virusmusic.com. And they can definitely win something from the show, right? So that's kind of like what we just want to keep on reminding everybody that it's still there and they still can win one of these beautiful bracelets, if not both, right? Just get the answer correct. What was the official release date of the album, The Network of Love? Drop your answer into beat@virusmusic.com, and you can definitely win one of these bracelets, right? Yeah. So Grace, what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to bring in something in terms of the sounds,
Okay,
yeah,
definitely.
in some of the sounds that you've done, and I don't know. So as long as we are able to get this thing to work right, we'll be good. So this one is the buck stops, I believe. I'm just trying to get this
Okay,
one queued up. And
okay.
do you want to tell us a little bit about that before we get into it? Yes, what inspired it?
Actually,
You know.
believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
that the majority of that song I wrote when I was about 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, it was just sitting down there,
Wow.
waiting for me to come and fix it up.
Right. Right. It's amazing. It's amazing to see. My thing here is a little scattered. Let me fix this because yeah, it's yeah. Let's get back to our mix here. I think this is kind of tripping me up today.
And I could talk in the meantime while I try to get it
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah, man. Here we
So
go.
the idea from that, when I
Mm-hmm.
was young, I used to watch a lot of soap operas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Young and the Restless at the time.
Okay.
And Victor Newman is a problem child.
Right.
So I was looking at the relationship between Victor and his wife at that time, and this strained relationship. And I was thinking about if I had to write a song about how she felt,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
that is how that came about.
okay. That's amazing. It's um it's interesting to see how different ideas and different concepts and kind of inspire artists work and get them to jump into creating wicked work such as this, right? So
Yes,
so the buck stops with you, right?
the buck stops. It's interesting, very interesting, because when I used to do a little singing of that song live a couple of times, people said, "But why? How come you're so young and the song is so deep?"
Yeah.
I said, "Not really. No, I have not experienced that. That is what I was getting from watching Young and the Restless."
I hear you. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna drop that track. This one is called "The Buck Stops," right? You can listen in, peeps, dance, and yeah. So this is Grace from out of the Eastern Caribbean, and of course your label that you're working with is called
My label is Beat Sugar,
Beat Sugar.
BEATSHOOGH, Beat Sugar.
So Beat Sugar is presenting Grace out of the Eastern Caribbean, and this, of course, is called "The Buck Stops." Check it out.
You've been out painting the town. I've been home feeling like a clown. I don't know how we're gonna make it. Tired of singing the blues. Ain't no fun to be used. Can't take
Yeah, the buck stops now. Yeah, we can. Yeah, there's a dancing. I still got to move to it
Yeah,
still,
yeah, yeah. Definitely that's what I want it to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you definitely got to move to this track. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just one of those tracks that I just gotta keep bouncing my chair like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
definitely.
So that was a wicked track from Grace out of the Eastern Caribbean. Original music again. Again, we always say here at the Network of Love that we are advocates for original music. We're advocates for artists who are, working hard and putting their work out for you to enjoy. And we will keep on, advocating for them and for them getting taken care of for all the hard work that they do. When you get a chance to dance and to listen and to de-stress and to when you get taken to a place of comfort by their work, I mean, don't you think that they deserve to be compensated? And I think that's just as a basic common sense, you know what I mean? And we're going to keep advocating for artists all around the world who are original creators who sometimes are less represented, or the infrastructure to protect their work and make sure that derive the benefit from their intellectual property is not in place. So, we're going to keep on pushing forward to make sure that we're advocating again for original work. And at the Network of Love, remember, you're always welcome to bring your work and talk to us about what it is that you're doing and so forth and so on, right? So Grace, tell
Yes,
me some more about what you're doing currently. So this is one of the new singles that you just released,
that's
right?
right.
And
I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to play catch up now because I've been absent for realistically, I've
right,
been absent for about 7 years.
right.
I haven't put out anything musically for 7 years
Gotcha.
because I was fighting the other fight.
Yeah, and you
So
know what?
that's
Sometimes
it. And
that's what happens. Yeah.
I listen to you.
No, I said sometimes that's what happens. There's all kind of distractions that come up, especially when this is something that you really love and want to do. But other things in life come and just kind of want to present a roadblock, and prevent you from getting to where you need to go to. And so, to persevere, I think is one of those necessary traits that you have to be able to persevere and then to get back to your vision. And
And so I'm working on another one now. It's called Running Away for Good.
mhm,
But actually, what I did, I wrote it in 2009.
mhm.
And then what I did, I gave it to a band in Jamaica called Black Zebra.
Okay.
So they did the first version. So I'm working on mine now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
So the next track that you have. So let me ask you: are these two tracks a part of maybe an album that you're compiling? Are you working on an album, or you're just gonna do like singles? What is it?
Singles,
Y-
mainly singles
Mainly
right now.
singles. Okay.
I'm trying to build up my catalog with singles.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, well, that's a smart way to do it still, and then you can just gather, some things together and put together a
Right.
wicked album. I think
Mm.
when you put singles out, you kind of get a feel of what's going on in the marketplace, and it gives you, inspiration this way and that way. You know what I mean?
I agree, but with this one, the buck stops, and with the other one, tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
What I did, I started to listen to a lot of what is being played in South Africa.
Okay.
And so I got more of an appreciation of Amapiano, the genre Amapiano,
Okay.
and that is what inspired me to
Okay.
put it up also, yes.
Yeah, I know that you're so musically inclined, and definitely I can see that as a part of one of the things that you'll be doing, kind of doing the research and kind of figuring out, and I think that's the interesting thing about music, is that it's universal, and once you kind of get a feel for the different genres and what people are doing, it can be very inspirational,
Yes, it
so
can be.
definitely. Yeah, so I'm going to drop another track for from Grace, And this one, of course, is called Tattoo, right? Another brand new single coming out of the Eastern Caribbean, Beach Sugar, the label, of course. And this is Grace on the Network of Love, coming to you live and direct. No, live and direct. What's going on here?
Well, this is actually, curiously enough,
Uh-huh.
this is kind of based on on a real experience.
Tattoo
Yes,
is based on a real experience. I got
yes,
you. Okay.
somewhat
Okay.
on a real experience.
There's a vision in my head that's picture perfect. Hotel reservation made for two. Sun and water on the shores of an island. Getaway to blue. Just for me and you. I can't go on nothing else but what you told me. And the photo that you showed me on your phone. Burned into my mind a never-ending story. Holding on to you, just like your tattoo. You showed me only a piece of it. Said that there was so much more to see. Now I'm so totally curious. I need to solve this mystery. Let me see your tattoo. Wanna see your tattoo. Let me be your tattoo. Wanna be your tattoo. Now I only gotta fix a little problem. And that's how to find the way straight to your love. But like that needle and the pain you had to go through, the ink upon you it keeps pushing me to win. You show me only a piece of it. Said that there was so much more to see. Now I'm so totally curious. I need to solve this mystery. Let me see your tattoo. Wanna see your tattoo. Let me be your tattoo. Wanna be your tattoo. Come change your mind and step into my parlor. There's room here in paradise for you and your tattoo. Tropical nights, no more cold. Let's get warmer. There's room here in my life for you and your tattoo. You show me only a piece of it. Told me that there was so much more to see. Making me totally curious. And now you want to hide it all from me. No, 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 no. Let me see your tattoo. Wanna see your tattoo. Let me be your tattoo. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see your tattoo. Wanna see your tattoo. Let me be your tattoo. Wanna be your
Yeah, that was Tattoo. And before we go further, we just want to say, we are very happy to have Grace in the house. As we move forward, I'm just gonna drop another track here from you, and I'm gonna take a take a quick run to check something right there and outside of the stage. I'd come back to you, right, and talk some more with Grace. All right. Yeah, this is yours truly, Beatmaster Neddy J. Yes, understanding. Catch it. We'll be right back with you. Yes, how can I spread this love with across the seas, right? Love for the music, love for the network of love, seeing love for the artists and all the work that they do. Seeing how can we do that, right? Is a matter of understanding, you know. When we start to understand that these artists work really hard and that they bathe their soul, you know, in the songs like Grace said earlier, you know, these are some of life experiences, you know, things that people experience in life and you know, very important because, you know, we're all emotionally connected to and inspired by some of the things that we experience through our lifetime. So, you know, an artist is bearing their soul when they actually put something out for you. Sometimes they do it and you benefit from it, you know, in many ways. We all benefit from the hard work that's been done. So, you know, I would say, you know, we should love and appreciate the artists for all the work that they do and make sure that we keep on continuously. You know, that's another word I invented, okay, people? It's called continuously supporting the artists as we move forward, right? Yeah, so nobody thief that one day, no. You know, so I'm gonna listen to it when somebody's gonna use it next time. It's called continuously. See it? Yeah, so Grace,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit more about your area and what you're seeing in terms of talent and skill.
Our region
Mm-hmm.
is full of talent and skill.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have the backbone, the infrastructure to get that talent and skill homegrown. What people have to do is that they have to go outside of the region
Mm-hmm.
to make an attraction and then come back in. And we definitely want to be able to change that situation. We want to be sure that the Caribbean has the infrastructure, industry in place to have people develop on our soil and make it from our soil. Why do we have to keep on going out?
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, and this is not a saying it's a Nevish problem. I mean, this is even a Jamaica problem still,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jamaica is far advanced of any one of those CARICOM countries,
Right.
right? We
Mm-hmm.
still have the problem where if you really want to make it, you have to go outside of the region. Why should that be? We have so much talent in this region,
Right.
from the reggae, from the soca.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are very inventive people in
Right.
terms of music. So why do we have to keep on going out there and subject ourselves to the industry out there to make some kind of headway?
Right.
It's,
I,
it's crazy.
I think it's because, again, like you say, there's no, it takes a lot for someone to really put out and make something like this become a reality, especially if they don't know how they're gonna make back their income from whatever they're putting out, investment they're putting out. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
so I'm thinking from the standpoint of collaborating or partnering with one of the larger uh, rights administrators, or what do you call them now? Publishers. Yeah.
CMOs and PROs.
Yes. If we can have someone like maybe kind of just plug into their system and bring that in where it's local but still connected to the international aspect of things. Maybe that could help.
I don't know. Did you see there? I was speaking to a gentleman who shall be nameless because he told me not to mention his name. That's
Hmm.
a while, maybe about in 2021 or so.
Uh-huh.
He's a very, very influential person in terms of TV and networks for catering to our region.
Hmm.
And he told me quite frankly, he said, look, I want to do a lot for this region and I keep on bringing people to this region to try and do something. But the people I am bringing, they realize that the people here are not serious.
Hmm.
So they just treat it like a vacation and then go back home.
Okay.
So he said it's embarrassing. So
Okay.
we have to have a mindset change from the people at the top who are driving the law. They
Hmm.
have to have that mindset change to consider this to be a very important business. We still have, and even in some other countries, bigger countries, we still have this idea that music is a hobby, it's not a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still suffering from that.
Yeah. And you know what? It definitely is going to be a hobby if the infrastructure isn't in place to support it. And that's what, not just by default, that's what it becomes, only because this infrastructure is not in place, and if the authorities are not willing to enforce the laws. I mean, if you do have laws, and like you say, you do have laws in the books there,
We do have laws, yes.
but they
Yeah, we
don't.
have
Yeah.
laws.
So
The laws are there.
so holding authorities responsible and pressuring them to understand that if they need to start by putting in some kind of educational program in place to educate the public first before they start, I guess, locking down on some of these people who are exploiting the artists and so on. And of course, once you get it, they get it established properly. This is music is a money generator. It generates a lot of money, interest in
Yes, it
tourism.
does. Yes, it does.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
so they have to be convinced of that fact, which is why I am hoping that a lot more of the persons doing music here will actually even if they're not collecting all that they're supposed to collect
Mm-hmm.
through DistroKid or CD Baby or whatever distributor they use, at least if they can put stuff out there and have some kind of regular income coming in,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can convince the powers that be that look, this is something that I'm doing and it's sustaining me. Why can't I do this from within my country? But
Yeah.
it takes work. It takes people to put out the material and consistently,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it can generate the income.
Right.
But then you see, we're in a problem because there is nobody on the ground here who can say, okay, music is my full-time job and I'm going to take the money from music and reinvest it. They have people who spend hours on somebody's day job
Mm-hmm.
to get a paycheck to try and use some of that money to go into recording studio,
Right.
which is not really helping the situation at all.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, that's what I was saying. That if people only understood the heart and the mindset of an artist, what they go through to bring you entertainment and to bring you, peace of mind sometimes, because some of these music can be like really inspirational, uplifting, educational, you name it. You know what I mean? And I think anybody will agree that music is an integral part of our society. And without music, me personally, I don't know how I would have survived, because music is kind of like my vice, my go-to, my solace. You know what I'm saying? And
Me too.
yeah, and I'm sure it's a lot for it. It's the same for a lot of people, whether they're artists or just people who enjoy what the artists do. And I think with just that realization, I think is important for everybody to really understand that we need to support the artists. We do, and if we can influence our politicians or influence anyone who can kind of put this in place and make it start happening better for the artists. I mean, those are the type of people I'd love to be able to either talk to, support, help to uplift, whatever it is, because we definitely need to protect, especially these younger artists coming up and kind of having that real big dream about doing something really special. I think it's very important for us to do that.
Yes, I mean, and even so, when I'm doing my stuff,
Hmm.
my beat master stuff, there are a couple of people I work along with.
Hmm.
The one in particular, his name is Dujan Caesar.
Hmm.
He is actually he goes by the name DC or DC Lockoff, and he has been doing music for quite a while. And he's one of those persons around here who would benefit definitely from getting his stuff out there. He's prolific. He
Yeah.
puts out a lot of stuff. He's the one who helped me with the production of these two tracks,
Right.
the tattoo and the box stuff. He has very good ideas,
Hmm.
and people like that as well. We need to get those people exposed, not just the artists, but the people who are doing the production,
Definitely,
right?
yes, because they are very important in the entire process, and sometimes completely overlooked. You know what I'm saying? And their work is very important in this whole thing. So yeah, I totally I see the need for that. Giving exposure to the people who are writers, composers, producers who work on the tracks. You know what I mean? Musicians too. Because sometimes we overlook the contribution of musicians. When they
Right.
contribute to laying down a track on the album, on the work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the production part of it, I think, is very important. And needs support also. So yeah. So overall, I think it's gonna come with realization and education. Letting people understand in the general public and of course their representatives, political representatives, understand the importance of the type of work that the artists bring and the type of economy that it can bring once it is done properly. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
Uh,
so I mean, a lot of people, there was a group of young people who they're realizing that things are going slow, so they're taking matters into their own hands.
yeah.
So what a lot of young people are doing right now is actually doing their own little short films.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a group of them did a short film that we had Carrie Festa in Barbados
Mm-hmm.
this year,
Mm-hmm.
and the film was shown in the movie theater here and also at Carrie Festa, and they did that whole thing themselves. They funded it themselves, they did the filming themselves and everything. They put it together themselves without the help of anybody else.
And you know what?
So we have young people who are trying.
Yeah.
They're not giving up. They're not giving up. They're trying.
And you know what? That's kind of like one of the things I stress a lot on the network of love is that independence and self-reliance is a crucial part of establishing yourself, right? Don't wait around for somebody to do it for you. Whether it be a production that you're doing or whatever, you feel that you need to have a conversation with a politician about what they're doing in order to facilitate the type of environment that brings benefit to the artists and the work that they do. Whatever it is, self-reliance and just developing that self-confidence in what you do, I think is crucially important. Not easy, right? Mind you, not
No, not
easy.
easy at all.
No, but crucially important, right? And that's what we need to do, Yeah. So yeah, I know that it's gonna be a while, but nonetheless, as long as we know that the journey has started, people starting to talk and to look and to plan and to strategize, I think starting is the key, and you have
Well,
started.
we Saint Sankis is coming up. We actually have uh, he was able to get out. His name is Byron Messiah.
Hmm.
He was able to make some waves on the international scene with a song called Talibans.
Okay.
And he did and Burna Boy. He did a remix with Burna Boy.
Excuse me. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, we have people here. I've identified people here who are ready. They are ready. There's nothing else you have to do with them. They're ready. They just need to get out there.
Right, right. Well, if I can help in any way to bring some of these artists onto the network of love, and maybe coordinated by yourself down there, whatever the case may be, something I'd love to do because, like my mama always say, right? Every mickle makes a muckle.
Right.
Yeah. So if we can bring ears and eyes, even if it's one or two, to a project, and somebody else bring one or two, it makes a whole of a lot of difference and contributing to the growth. And I think in our little ways, whatever we can do from our side, we'll be happy to do that, right? So Grace, you mentioned earlier Jade Orchid, right?
Yes.
And I
So
have
that's a
a
group that I formed with my friend Vanalderine Francis in about 2005.
okay,
And so we put out some material in 2006
okay,
and also 2011,
uh-huh,
right?
mm-hmm,
So we were doing our performances back then, doing some shows,
right,
but
right, right.
then, as I told you, we had to take a break to make sure that this whole business side gets properly
Oh,
organized.
probably organized. That's great. And is she working with you in that regard?
And right now, no, she's
Okay,
engaged in other activities,
okay. Uh,
right? But I am doing my stuff right now
and are those
on my own.
okay? So are those activities in any way related to the music aspect or no?
Her okay, the publishing of what we have is called Roku, ROOCOO,
Mm-hmm.
and we do. St. Kitts is a strange place. St. Kitts does not the business category. There's no business category for music publisher.
Okay.
So it comes under our music publishing comes under a license that deals with more than just music publishing.
Okay.
So she's dealing with other stuff that is related to the business,
Okay.
more web development and that sort of stuff. That's what she's dealing with.
Okay.
That angle, right?
Well, that's
Yes.
good. That's good because I mean, it's as long as somehow related. I think it lends I guess more experience and a broader understanding when you come together to do, as Wild Orchid. I mean, when we talk about a Jade Orchid, Jade Orchid, Wild Jade Orchid. Again. So I'm gonna drop a track from Jade Orchid right now, and this one is, I think you have to move to this one still. You see what I'm saying? So here we go, Jade Orchid on top of the Viros music station with your host Beatmaster Neddy G, live and direct from the underground, the bunker in Atlanta, Georgia. Seeing? So this one is Temptation.
Okay, right.
One day, a friend of mine said she met a man that was so sweet. He stole her heart and charmed her mind and then swept her right off of her feet. I said, girl, you need to remember that you already have a man who loves you. Yeah, yeah. You'll only cause lots of trouble for yourself if you follow through. Don't you know that temptation
make a man cheap on him wife, never hold it for all that settle on him love life. Make a dirty from Simone and now she got to skip and dodge, can't punch yourself down. Make Tommy by like his water, now he baby mother gone court for child support. Check honey, honey, money, temptation, ain't funny.
and there are guys who just won't work, who don't put out any effort at all. But they want cars and want new clothes and they think they should be walking tall. They'll watch you with a grudge for working hard all day and night on your job. Yeah. They'll sit all day and guard your house until they find the moment to rob. Don't you know that temptation?
Make a man cheap on him wife, now a holy for all that settle on him love life. Make a dirty from Simone and now she got to skip and dodge, can't punch yourself down. Make Tommy by like his sport and now he baby mother gone court for child support. Check honey, money, temptation.
Well, this one too wicked. We have to come again from the counteraction start. You see what I'm saying? Temptation. Reality this. See it? Yeah. Jade Orchid.
One day, a friend of mine said she met a man that was so sweet. He stole her heart and charmed her mind and then swept her right off of her feet. I said, girl, you need to remember that you already have a man who loves you. Yeah. You'll only cause lots of trouble for yourself if you follow through. Don't you know that temptation?
Make a man cheap on him wife, never hold it for all that settle on him love life. Make a dirty from Simone and now she got to skip and dodge, can't punch yourself down. Make Tommy by like his water, now he baby mother gone court for child support. Check honey, money, temptation, ain't funny.
And there are guys who just won't work, who don't put out any effort at all. But they want cars and want new clothes and they think they should be walking tall. They'll watch you with a grudge for working hard all day and night on your job. Yeah. They'll sit all day and guard your house until they find the moment to rob. Don't you know that temptation?
Make a man cheap on him wife, now a holy for all that settle on him love life. Make a dirty from Simone and now she got to skip and dodge, can't punch yourself down. Make Tommy by like his sport and now he baby mother gone court for child support. Check honey, money, temptation, ain't funny. Make a girl cheap on she man, now a holy for all that settle on she went down. Make a man thief from Tyrone and now he got to skip and dodge, can't punch himself down. Make Tommy model and sport with the things that she buy with the money for child support. Check honey, money, temptation, ain't funny.
Some girls out there make it so hard for the good fellas who really try to love their kids, support them well, but the mothers wanna bleed them dry. They spend the money on themselves and tell their friends that he ain't no good. No.
for trouble.
Temptation.
Gives you a high and then it was a bubble.
Temptation.
Walk like drugs taking over your soul.
Temptation.
Even make Christian lose control.
Temptation. Temptation. Temptation.
Yeah, Temptation. Oh my God, I love that one. Yeah, so I think we need to make sure that some of these tracks are getting out there, Grace. We gotta.
Yeah, we do, and that is why I said I have some catching up to do.
Yeah.
I have a lot of catching up to do. I have a lot of work cut out for me.
Yes, definitely. And I think that if we just keep the fire burning, and keep the efforts going. And I'm glad that you're getting back into the work that you're so adept at doing. And I know you love it because, I've seen and I know that you put your all into your music, and I love you for that. And I also appreciate that you spend the time to come and talk with us here at the Network of Love. And we just want everybody to realize that we're going to keep reaching out to interesting people who are doing interesting work, and very important to make sure that we support them to the best of our ability. The Network of Love has been growing, and we are over 56,000 subscribers right now, thanks to all the people on YouTube who have kept the flame burning. And as we grow and as we keep getting better at this, with your help, of course, we'll have a venue where great music, brand new music, which we're always going to be advocating for, you can discover them right here at the Network of Love. Right. So I hope everybody enjoyed Grace and the music that she brought and the information that came from the Eastern Caribbean in terms of what's going on in the music industry there from a publishing standpoint. And Grace, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us today?
Oh, well, this everybody can support us. Keep on checking out what's coming out of Senkis and Nevis. If you go on YouTube, you can just type in music Senkis and Nevis, and lots of things will come up. Music Eastern Caribbean, and give us all your support because we need it.
Right. Right. Definitely. Yeah, people. So make sure that you come and join us every Sunday here from 6 until when we close the show. Sometimes we go earlier, sometimes later than But there's a lot going on today, and I'm very grateful for Grace to have been here, and I certainly hope that y'all will enjoy this one and be informed about what's going on, and if you can contribute in any way to enlightening the people who are responsible for making decisions when it comes to putting in infrastructure and enforcing the laws that has to do with or concerning music, publishing and artist rights, etc. Please do that. Whatever you can do, whatever you can contribute to make sure that this keeps going out and that the music can be released in the proper way and get to you who are consuming it, and hopefully it's gonna keep on helping in whatever it does for you, whatever stage of life or whatever is going on, that it will keep on being there for you. So you have to be there for us as we're there for you. And this is a Network of Love. I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy, live and direct. That ain't no jive, man. So
slow down.
yeah, so I want to big up, I want to say a special hello, right, to Gabriel. I know that she has been instrumental in kind of, making this possible, kind of working as your manager / publicist, Yeah.
She's always behind me.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. It's great when young people get involved like that, and it's very encouraging. So I I want to say we're gonna close down the show now, and but I'll let you take it out with anything else that you want to say, Grace. Anybody you want to big up?
Just
Anything you want to?
big up everybody on the network of love. Keep on supporting Mr. Neddy Gavin, Neddy G, because this is an important, very important program. I've been looking at a lot of the videos that have been put out so far, and I realize that they're getting a lot of views, and that's a good thing. That means people are liking what is being put out. So keep on supporting. In terms of my channel is Beat Sugar, BeatShoogah, Beat Sugar. You can keep on checking Beat Sugar to see what I'm doing.
Awesome. And is there any other is there an email address or something that you can give out that if people need to get hold?
My email address, you could email me at let me see which one. I have so many. I had to think about which is the best one.
The one that they can actually get a hold of you.
Email me at myrocoo@gmail.com.
So that's
myrocoo@gmail.com.
Right. So that's myruku, right?
Mm-hmm.
At gmail.com. Say MY
ROOCOO
at gmail.com.
Yeah, and even when you go on the my Beat Sugar channel, in the description for the videos,
right,
the email addresses are there.
Yeah. Now we're eventually gonna be able to post that so that you can see people Beat Sugar. So how do you spell that? I know it's probably a unique spelling, so they might, just to make it easier for them to find you. How do you spell that?
BEAT, it's one word, BEATSHOOGAH.
So Beat Sugar.
Beat Sugar.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, that's what it is, Beat Sugar.
Yeah, so
Not
Beat
cane
Sugar.
Beat Sugar.
Beet sugar, not cane sugar, right? Not corn syrup sugar. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so so again, people remember to reach out to Grace whenever you need any information on what's going on in the Eastern Caribbean, or if you wanna be just support or be an encouragement. If you're listening and you wanna contribute in any way, shape, or form, you can reach out to her. She'll be happy to hear from you, as well as you can reach out to us here at the Network of Love, because I'm always here in the underground bunker. So, as we go out now, we're going to say, I hope everybody have a wonderful week coming up. I wish everybody the best, stay safe, and meet us back here next Sunday, same place, same time, when we will be doing the Network of Love again, right? We're going to have another interviewee at the next show, and this is going to be directly, I hope to be in Toronto. So I hope to be bringing you the next show from the Big T.O, right? And we'll be interviewing another artist and another band. So, stay tuned and make sure you join us here at the Network of Love. So, Grace, big up. I love your music. I love what you're doing. And I know that it's going to go far. I know that you're going to get things organized and put together right. And I know that you're helping others there. So, congratulations, and keep up the good work. We appreciate you for it, and let's make sure that this network grows.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
One love. Okay, so everybody, this is Beatmaster Neddy G and Grace from the Eastern Caribbean saying buenas noches, sayonara, good night. We're tuning out.
See you.